was struck with a BB pellet. It's unreal to witness here, Chris. There's a police line. We just saw an officer extracted. An officer was down. We don't know exactly how they were injured. Another officer here that was standing on these steps.
Into lower Manhattan last night. They destroyed store windows in Soho and lit fires during another night of violent protests. Eyewitness News reporter Candace McCowan spoke to business owners cleaning up the mess.
The police, nowhere to be seen. The sheriff's department, nowhere to be seen.
This is our sociology project. We had to choose a recent social movement. We chose Black Lives Matter. This was done by me, Nathan, Coben, and Zach.
When it started and what it is about. Black Lives Matter started in 2013. It is a social movement and a global network advocating for the rights, safety, and equality of Black people, particularly in response to incidents of police brutality, racial injustice, and systemic inequality. It emerged as a response to the acquittal of George Zimmerman, who shot and killed Trayvon Martin, an unarmed Black teenager, in 2013.
BLM has always been a popular movement since it was created, but it became most popular in 2020 due to George Floyd's death, and everyone from all races and from all over the United States and the world recognized the inequality and brutality that Black people were facing. It got super popular because of the amount of videos being shared about the brutality towards Black people. It allowed people from all different places, even the ones who have never seen or experienced the inequality Black people face in real life, they could see it.
I'm Nathan Salagi, and I'm here with Ms. Giovenko of the English department. And are you aware of the BLM movement? And if so, how long have you known about it?
I am aware, and I became first aware of it in 2020 when George Floyd was murdered and they had their protests.
All right, I'm going to ask you a couple questions about the movement. How do you define the goals of Black Lives Matter, and do you think they've changed over time?
I would say the goals of Black Lives Matter would be to bring to the forefront, to bring into the majority of society's forefront the persecution of particularly African Americans, not necessarily minorities, but particularly African Americans. And I don't think the goals have changed because I don't think there's been any progress in changing what they have issues with.
How do you see the relationship between BLM and other social justice movements?
Well, I think a lot of social justice movements are for the marginalized communities of our society. And I feel like they are also the most ignored communities of society. So I feel like they are trying to get them into the mainstream way of thinking, to get them on everybody's radars.
All right. And in your opinion, what role do non-Black people play in the BLM movement?
So by non-Black, do you mean white people, or do you mean other minorities as well?
I would say kind of just all races besides Black people.
Well, I think anyone who has power or a position, not power, but a position of privilege should take issues with the same things that Black Lives Matters do, because that way it gives it more, unfortunately to say, but more legitimacy within society.
All right, thank you.
What are your thoughts on BLM?
I think that it's amazing. I think it's a good movement. Brings awareness to all people of color. Yeah.
Do you agree with people who argue that BLM is a non-beneficial movement?
No, I think it's beneficial because, just like what I said, it brings awareness.
Yep.
Yep.
Do you think BLM has helped or negatively impacted society?
You could say either, but it could help because, again, it brought awareness to it, and it became a huge topic that people talk about now.
Is there any specific ways that you've seen like improvement in society through it?
Not really. I have nothing else.
Yeah, all right, perfect. Thank you.
Today I'm here with my dad, and we're gonna ask him a couple of questions about BLM. When did you first hear about the BLM protests?
I heard about BLM probably the most when Sandra Bland was killed or died in a Texas prison. I knew Sandra. Zach actually used to play with her nephew, youth football, so that hit close to home.
Do you think it had a positive or negative impact on the Black community?
You know, it depends on who you ask. I mean, I think overall it had a positive impact because it brought people together. It started the conversation, not just amongst the Black community, but amongst the greater community. So I think that was a good thing.
Did you do anything to help support the movement?
Yeah, I had conversations with people about what the movement was actually about versus what people may have perceived it to be about. And I attended some meetings.
All right, thank you.
I want them people who are out there when they go back in the morning to get us jobs, get us loans, give us access, give us a chance. Use this same energy that they got right now to say, hey, I'm going to take this one African American and I'm going to build him up. I'm going to guide him through so he can get economic justice. If we don't get no economic justice, we're still going to be in a situation that we're walking around and police are going to be able to do whatever they want to do to us because we don't even have the stuff to record them. We don't have the stuff to tell them that lawyers are not taking cases right now. They said, hey, well, you got too many discrimination cases. It's only a couple lawyers taking cases now. We need other lawyers to come in here. ACLU need to be releasing lawyers around here that's going to take these cases for place of a public accommodation violations. BOLI is supposed to do that, but they're holding on to the cases for a year and a half to where they're not preserving information. So right now, we're talking about what's going on in Portland, Oregon right now, and they're protesting, and I don't